Cornhole Champions, I'm Zachary Oren Smith. I'm here with Amy Rivers and Avery Staker. President Donald Trump is back in Iowa this week. But this time, it's not for the State Fair corn dog photo op. He's scheduled to speak at the State Fairgrounds on July 3rd at 7:30 p.m., kicking off what's billed as a year-long celebration of America's 250th anniversary. The event is organized by America 250, the U.S., and hear me out, Semi-Quincentennial Commission, the number of times I've practiced that, as the starting point for the nationwide tour celebrating this anniversary of America's founding, culminating on July 4th, 2026. People can register online to go see President Trump speak. The website will be linked in the show notes. There will be pre-programming beginning around 5 p.m. Like I say, Trump won't speak until 7:30 p.m. Avery, Amy, are you guys going?
Girl, keep it. Girl, keep it.
Are they going to do a protest, though? Because I was wondering about that. I'm assuming people are just going to show up to the fairgrounds with signs.
Well, I heard that. I called my parents about it yesterday. And number one, my dad said, sorry you have to be in the same city as him. I said, thank you for that. And my mom said that she registered for 2 tickets and she's not going to go. So I don't know if there's like a limited amount of tickets. I assume there would be, but I think that's a good strategy.
I'm personally selling my tickets on Stubmaster Ticketmaster? Stubboy. Stubbies.
StubHub Ticketmaster.
StubHub.
Don't say any of their names right. Nope. Say them all incorrectly until they pay us.
They're the reason that poor Taylor Swift didn't get the money she's owed. So shame on you. This is not the quote great American state fair that Trump repeatedly promised during his 2023 campaign there in Des Moines. It was going to be this year-long exhibition where he'd showcase all 50 states starting on Memorial Day 2025. That obviously didn't happen. I mean, it almost feels like it feels like about as good of a promise as the wall that Mexico was going to pay for.
Is he still trying to go to all 50 states, or is he just coming here and then calling it?
Oh, I think he's forgotten. I think he's moved on.
Okay.
Do we know what's the progression of America 250? Where's he going next?
Where's he going next? Where is he living, laughing, loving next?
Well, where is he? Who needs to be warned? I
like to think of it as like, what souls does he need to go save next? I think of this as, I've always loved the kind of revival church circuit. It hits me in right in the Southern Baptist corners of my heart. And, these things are, you've got obviously there's the prayers that happen at these events, but I think of the ministers that they'll bring on. I mean, it's, I kind of want someone who's blind to come get, for them to lay hands on the person in a chair and have them walk again. I want to see the blind see again. I want to see it, man.
Don't give them ideas. They're going to start.
Right.
They're going to start. It's interesting to me that there's kind of this blend of like the evangelism of it all, but then also the typical kind of authoritarian military, like nationalist identity type stuff where like you go to an event and you see people like in a prayer circle right next to a tank. And it's just an interesting blend of like authoritarian, like tactics.
The Christian nationalist,
right?
Tail vibe, yeah,
right.
absolutely.
It's I don't know. I don't know if I am aware of another historical example of something like that and how it makes people go insane.
I mean, famously, Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, loved Bradley tanks. So
for sure, yeah. For sure. He was all for
a big
military
fan of
power.
Nuclear armament.
Right.
Duck stepping.
Big promoter of war. Big war guy.
Famously. Trump was last at the Iowa State Fair in August 2023 when his campaign overshadowed the Ron DeSantis campaign with the flyover of his private jet. Attendance spiked that year, reaching 118,000 visitors that day. He of course won the Iowa caucuses in January 2024 by about 30 points, making his first return to Iowa since becoming president again. I think what's super interesting about it is, this is kind of like the point where Trump found his resurrection, right? Following his loss against Joe Biden in the 2020 presidential election, I think there were a lot of folks that thought Trump was out, right? That was the end. We wouldn't hear from him again. That it'd be done. Iowa was a big part of that kind of return to power, and even with the headwinds of little known Governor Kim Reynolds endorsing his opponent, he was still able to ride back into fortunes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, with the Reynolds endorsement of DeSantis, you could see Trump being like, "Well, screw you, Iowa," like, but he's back.
He wants those voters.
He's back. The thing that I'm really looking forward to is who will he share a stage with? Because right now, we've been talking a lot about 2026 on this podcast, and I'm interested to see kind of what, whether or not folks like Attorney General Brenna Byrd will be on the stage with him, right? And what will the two of them? What kind of camaraderie will we see? What kind of statements will be made about the future? Or Randy Feenstra? Will Feenstra get the nod, not Byrd? Will Byrd get the nod, not Feenstra? I mean, they're locked in this gubernatorial that will they, won't they? And I'm honestly that is something that I'm thinking a lot about. There are some folks you can expect to be there. Will Miller-Meeks be on the stage? We know she's been kind of at odds with the Trump camp as of for I guess since she got into office. Will she finally receive the mantle? I don't know. But it's something, I don't know. I think when we talk about these like big stumping opportunities, I think this is the kind of place where we can see kind of what the inner workings look like.
It's literally like a Regina George situation. Like they're all trying. Yeah. It is like the way that we're talking about this is so insane to me because it's just like listing these political candidates in Iowa, and it's like, who is going to carry his coattails around this event?
Who is going to sit with him at lunch? Who's going to
sit at his? Who's he going to invite to the lunch table?
Miller-Meeks is like, we don't have room for you. Sorry, you have to go to the other table.
Good.
Oh no, Miller-Meeks would love to be at that table. Let's be very clear.
Miller-Meeks wants to be at that table so bad.
She's going to be the one that they're like, sorry, there's no room.
There's no room for you.
Literally, like that's what this situation is in my brain. Like I am watching a really fucked up adaptation of Mean Girls.
And it would be surprising were it not for the fact that this is the contemporary GOP, right? There's only one person whose name, whose approval matters, right? And that's President Donald Trump. And when that's the stakes, when that's the game you're playing, right? Who cares what the governor of a state says? Who cares about what the family leader wants, right? If Trump goes an opposite direction, right? That's the game.
Yay! That's so great.
Mean Girls Fascism edition.
And with that, Amy, what do you say we take a break?
All right.
Yeah. We'll allow it.